What's going on? It's Mitchell Renz, and you are watching NFL Daily. And today's show is presented by Locals. I love this new platform. Why? It helps you get exclusive access to some of the top content creators out there. And if you want to go ahead and check it out, go to locals.com. So the top stories that we're going to be talking about today, I got some big free agency rumors. We're going to be talking about Stephon Gilmore. Two of my favorite wide receivers actually just signed some deals. We'll look at those contract details. Then, at the very end of today's show, we're going to talk about Derek Carr's contract extension and some bad news for some Cardinals fans because Kyler Murray trade isn't going to be happening. That's going to be coming up here on today's show. So I'm going to be 100% honest with y'all. Locals is sponsoring today's event, and I want to show them that we ball out here at Chat Sports. So please, go ahead and show them some love. Maybe they'll sponsor more shows. So comment Locals down below. I'm going to see who does it the most, and I'm going to see the top 10 people, and I'm going to show you some love on a future show. Now, the free agency rumors have been going for a long time, and one of the top guys right now in free agency is Stephon Gilmore, 2019 Defensive Player of the Year. Well, he had a visit with the Indianapolis Colts, and Indy, they traded Rock Ya-Sin to the Las Vegas Raiders in their deal with Yannick Ngakoue, so they're definitely still out there looking for another corner. The fact that they need a corner, the fact that Gilmore, even though he's coming off a year where played in only 8 games, battled some injuries, he still, when fully healthy, one of the better corners in all of football. And new defensive coordinator Gus Bradley, Gilmore would fit Bradley's system perfectly. But here's the other thing. Gilmore would fit almost any system perfectly if he's 100% healthy. Back in 2020, 37 tackles, 3 PBUs, 1 interception. There was a short time, and maybe short time's not fair, but there was a 4-year stretch here where you could make a legitimate argument that Gilmore was the best cornerback in all of football. And in 2019, he won Defensive Player of the Year for a reason. So be real with me, be honest. Go down to the comment section right now. Is Stephon Gilmore the top free agent still available? Because when I think about some of these top free agents out there, somebody like a Stephon Gilmore, somebody like a Tyrann Mathieu, I didn't really expect them to sign anywhere before the NFL draft. I thought after June 1st, when some teams get extra money, that's when they could sign. But Gilmore, it sounds like the interest from Indianapolis is pretty legit. But let me know, is Gilmore the top free agent still available? In terms of some of the guys out there, I don't think Gilmore's the number 1 player. I think that he's number 2, though. I have Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, over him. Jadeveon Clowney comes up here on my list at number 3. Odell Beckham Jr., number 4. J.C. Treader, the center. He was with the Cleveland Browns last season. Julio Jones, Darrell Williams, Trey Flowers, Melvin Ingram, and coming in at number 10, it's Rob Gronkowski. Now, NFL Daily is presented by Locals, and personally, man, I'm a content creator, and I love the opportunity that Locals has given us. If you know what Patreon is, this is like a lot better version of that. You're just empowering people to be their authentic self. And personally, I always try to be me 365 days out of the year. But not only that, you can get intimate access to the people and ideas that you truly care about. Some of the top content creators over on Locals. I'm actually on the founding page right now, so shout out to that. Russell Brand, dude. Russell Brand is in my favorite movie of all time, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Love him in that. You got Tulsi Gabbard, Dr. Drew. I don't know if I need any help with sex, but hey, Dr. Drew, I tune in here and there. And then you got the Rubin Report, one of the founders of Locals. So please, check out this awesome content. Locals.com. That link's going to be available for y'all in the comments and in the description of today's video. And the other thing that I really like about Locals, because I also create content for the Raiders Report, which is what I do over there, you guys get more power to decide what content you want to see. I'm going to do a fan-led, local supporters-only mock draft. Why? Because I want you guys to have more power. So go ahead, check it out, locals.com. Let's talk about the latest news that ended up happening right before we got some of the graphics able to get moved over. Sammy Watkins. He has signed a contract with the Green Bay Packers. It is a 1-year, $4 million deal, and this is what Green Bay is going to try to do to help replace Davante Adams. Obviously, Davante Adams, they don't grow on trees, and you're not going to be able to replace him. But you know what? Sammy Watkins, he's athletic enough. He might be able to help out the receiving unit that I could probably sit up here and say before the Sammy Watkins deal was arguably the worst receiving unit in the National Football League. When you look at the depth chart, per ESPN, the top 3 receivers on that, Allen Lazard, who had 40 catches, 513 yards. Randall Cobb, 28 catches, 375 yards. Juwan Winfrey, 8 catches, 58 yards, no touchdowns. So, yeah, I get it. You had Aaron Rodgers, but you need to be able to put some talent around him. So when here you look at Watkins' career stats, and it's kind of crazy. I actually totally forgot he even played with the Rams back in 2017. But this was a first-round talent, came out of Clemson, had high expectations for him. He just could never stay healthy. But the year he had this past season, maybe he needs to realize that he isn't a lizard and he's not the Lizard King. He's just a normal human being. I don't know. But another move that ended up happening just now, the Arizona Cardinals, they brought back A.J. Green on a 1-year deal. Last season, he had 54 grabs, 848 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So the fact that Watkins and the fact that A.J. Green just signed, let's go. Let's battle it out here a little bit. That's what Chat Sports is all about. Who's the better wide receiver? And a lot of people, they're going to type A.J., which I don't 100% totally blame you. I would type Green, but I also want you to think Sammy Watkins could be a very sneaky player to get some extra targets, to get some extra reps, because he's going to be filling a Devontae Adams, Marcus Valdes-Scantling role for the Green Bay Packers. The next thing coming up here is a big-time story, and last week, maybe it was 2 weeks ago at this point, Colin Kaepernick, him and his agent, they came out and they said, hey, he wants to return to football. So Kaepernick posted this picture with Michael Vick and Chad Ochocinco, and the internet, which I love, man, is just swirling right now of, could all these players be coming back? No. Michael Vick, he's not coming back. Chad Ochocinco probably has a better chance of being a kicker than he does a wide receiver at this point. But it sounds like at 34 years old, Colin still wants to try to come ahead and get back to the NFL. We'll continue to talk about this story and many, many more, like Kyler Murray trade, which this one's going to blow your mind. It's a rumor, but it's still going to blow your mind. I want you guys to join us for our live 2022 NFL Draft coverage. If you're just wondering, Mitch, why would I do this? Hit the subscribe button. We're going to be live for all 7 rounds, all 3 days. We're going to get the picks before you see them on television, and we have a lot of fun doing it as well. I can guarantee you that. There's going to be millions of people tuning in. We're going to be live, so hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications right now. So the latest going on around Kaepernick is he wants to return. He continues to train. He continues to work out, posting stuff on social media saying, hey, man, don't forget about me. I want to play. Here's the issue, though. Cap hasn't played since 2016, and there's going to be a lot of people out there that say Kaepernick's better than this quarterback, better than that quarterback. Hell, Geno Smith, he just signed a contract for $7 million. I don't know if Kaepernick's better than Geno Smith, but I also don't think that highly of Geno either. So do you think this? Okay, why for yes and for no? Will Kaepernick ever play in the NFL again? It's easy to talk about a story. It's easy to bring up big names, but I also know this. The NFL is a business. And if Tim Tebow can work out as a tight end, why can't Colin Kaepernick get at least a shot at this? I still am going to say no because I think Kaepernick wants to be a starter, and there's not going to be an NFL team out there that views him as a starter. I'll say no, but the NFL is about making money. So if it happened, it wouldn't be the craziest thing. One of the biggest things that happened yesterday in the National Football League was the Raiders. They went ahead and they gave Derek Carr a 3-year, $121.5 million contract extension with $24.9 million in guarantees. This contract made Carr the 5th highest paid quarterback in the NFL when you look at just the new deal. When you also consider the fact that you add his other remaining year on that deal, he's essentially going to make $35.53 million over the next 4 years. So when I show you this graphic right here of the highest paid quarterbacks per year, I know a lot of people on the internet were like, oh man, that is a massive, massive overpay for Derek Carr. So before I tell you what I think about Carr's contract, I want you to go ahead and get your grades in right now. Grade it. When you saw 3 years, 121.5 yesterday when I was live on the Raiders Report, I gave it a C grade. But then I said, you also got to consider the fact that it's tied in with Devontae Adams, and because of that, I'll give it a B grade. So go down to the comments right now and grade Derek Carr's contract. The reason why I'm going to go ahead and give it an A-plus grade, and I think it's actually one of the best contracts I've ever seen, is because of the guarantees. And it's because if DC doesn't go out and he doesn't play well, the Raiders are not committed to him. I mean, they can get out of his deal next season, which would save them $110 million. If he doesn't play well this year at 19.35, then you can get out of this year, you can get out of this year, and you can get out of this year, saving you $110 million, which that's a lot of money. And in today's world, a lot of these NFL players, especially quarterbacks, they get fully guaranteed contracts, which I hate because it's the real world. You just can't make money then if you don't perform. Imagine going up to your boss tomorrow and saying, you know what, I want a fully guaranteed contract. Doesn't matter how well I perform. They're going to laugh at you. But you know what? In the NFL, you can get away with it. So when you look at the fully guaranteed money, I'm going to go through the list of quarterbacks that are going to make more fully guaranteed than Derek Carr. Look at Deshaun Watson's number, $230 million. It's ridiculous that they gave him that much. Rodgers, Josh Allen, Dak Prescott. Let's go all the way down to number 10 at Ryan Tannehill at $62 million. I'm sorry. Derek's better than Carson Wentz. He's better than Matt Ryan. He's better than Ryan Tannehill. All right, well, he's surely to be in the top 20, right? No. He makes less than Jared Goff, Jimmy Garoppolo, Trevor Lawrence in terms of fully guaranteed. And you also got to consider the fact that Joe Burrow is about to get a new deal. Trey Lance is going to get a new deal sooner rather than later. All these quarterbacks, I don't know what Kyler Murray's going to get because we'll talk about that in a second because the trade rumors around him continue to grow. Well, how about this, y'all? Here are the quarterbacks that make more than Derek Carr. There are 24 quarterbacks that will make more fully guaranteed than DC. So DC said if the Raiders go out and get Devontae Adams, they'll take a contract-friendly deal, and I think he did that. 24 quarterbacks making more than DC. What he's doing here is he's betting on himself, he's betting on the Raiders, and if he doesn't perform well, the Raiders can get out of that deal. So for everyone out there that thinks that Carr contract is ridiculous, it's a steal for the Silver and Black. Here's the Kyler Murray trade rumors, and it happened just before we started filming here, and this is from Tom Pelissero. The Cardinals have yet to make a contract offer to Pro Bowl quarterback Kyler Murray, whose agent Burkhart informed the team weeks ago he was pulling his opening proposal off the table per sources. Other teams are monitoring closely. Arizona insists Murray won't be traded. Well, I'll tell you this. If Kyler Murray doesn't get a contract extension, and if he sees the deals that have already gone down, he sees other teams committing to their quarterbacks long term, there's a real gut part of me that feels like if he doesn't get a new deal by 2022, he's not going to be on the Arizona Cardinals. Please make sure you monitor this situation. Another reason to subscribe, another reason to turn on that notification bell, because if Kyler Murray gets traded, oh yeah, we're going live.